Hello Indie Game fan, here are a bunch of indie games that have never been seen on this channel before, where you can try out their demos during the Steam Next Festival, beginning with Super Auto Battlemon, one that looks kind of like an evolved version of Super Autopads, which is excellent, adding awesome monsters and a roguelite map, and looks like it could be great. One of the more interesting games to come along is Drop. Not a name I would have chosen, but this is a hacking roguelite of all things, where I've never quite seen a game like this. It looks to be part puzzle, part base builder, and all kinds of interesting, and while I don't quite understand what is going on in this trailer, it is certainly of interest nonetheless.
Boost? Then come on in. Your next adventure will soon begin.
This video is brought to you by the Magical Mixture Mill, one that has quite a jaunty theme in its announcement trailer, where in case you were too distracted by the song, this is a potion brewing automation title that simply looks fantastic. You play as a former adventurer who has been chosen by an elderly witch where she wants to pass down her knowledge and skills such that you can take over running her potion business. So it is off to the races with your goblin assistant in tow. It is not just confined to the factory, however, but where you have to venture out to explore a variety of biomes in order to gather and research ingredients, bringing them back to brew the best concoctions for the local heroes. Curiously, your adventurer can be from one of several origins, including barbarian, rogue, wizard, and more, which do have their own special abilities, where your factory must be set up to even make the glass bottles that the potions are being put in, looking like a wonderful addition to this subgenre. Of course, Edge of Dead Under a Uranium Sky got my attention since its trailer jumped straight into the action, being a pixel art action roguelite that looks fast, hectic, fun, and full of chaos. Surprisingly, from the title, it is not a zombie game, but rather a sci-fi entry set on a remote mining colony where you're fighting off an alien invasion. There should be 3 characters to choose from, and where the items and inventory system here just focuses on weapons and secondary items and gadgets, where it looks to have influence from games like Nuclear Throne and Enter the Gungeon, so hopefully it lives up to the legacy of those games. One of the more impressive new city builder titles is Desynced, a sci-fi entry where you're building out bases on new planets, commanding your robots to gather resources, explore, build, and fight off hostiles. However, the twist here is that you have an AI as a companion, which is on the brink of self-awareness, adding a sense of tension and could be a possible plot point. Additionally, every single unit and building in this game is customizable, with a drag and drop system to swap components around. Worlds here are procedurally generated, so I'm interested in the overall structure of the game, of how the campaign and story will play out, and how much replayability there will be. Of course, I have to mention some cozy games as well, where Honeymancer looks awesome, being a pixel art
farm simulation RPG,
where you play as a bear witch who just so happens to be a beekeeper and uses the power of honey magic. As such, the farming aspect involves growing flowers so that the bees can make honey, where you then need to use that to defeat evil robots. Yes, indeed, there is a combat element which does seem to take place in a particular area, changing things up for this genre. The developer of Dizzy Rogues did reach out to me, and of course, based on the visuals and concept, of course I have to give it a mention. This is an auto-runner roguelite where you have a weapon that revolves around you, rotating in the opposite direction after it comes into contact with an enemy or items, where between this and Drop mentioned earlier, I do love how developers are continuing to innovate in roguelites. One of the games that came out of nowhere is Dark and Darker, occupying the spot of the most played demo for the Steam Next Festival so far. You can do a quick search on YouTube and you will see plenty of videos of this in action. It's a first-person dungeon crawler that kind of looks like it has Skyrim combat, but more interestingly, it's a PvPvE title where you not only have to delve into dungeons and defeat monsters, but can also work with and possibly betray other players as well. It's all in a bid to gather as much loot and treasure and to escape the dungeon in one piece, looking like quite a classically designed one of these, but with modern tweaks. One look at this title and I believe you'll be able to see the Hollow Knight influence, but I do think that Dragon Bell C is at least trying to do something different with the look and action, and is perhaps not as egregious a clone as some other games that I've showed off on this channel before. It does come to us from a Chinese developer, so, at least for now, the translation in both the trailer and Steam store page is a little suspect, so hopefully they get it sorted as we move towards release. There have been a number of innovative indie games in this video already, where this combines tower defense with factory building, where defeated enemies contribute loot and parts, which you can then craft into more towers and defenses, making Mob Factory look excellent. You can find the best games like Factorio in this video.